In a bustling city, there lived a remarkable woman named Sarah, a dedicated marketing manager who prided herself on her reliability. Colleagues and friends alike knew they could count on her, whether it was an extra project at work or organizing a friend, a surprise party, or just needing someone to listen after a long day. Sarah had a way of making everyone feel like their needs were her top priority. But little did she know that this habit of always saying yes was leading her toward burnout. Her inbox was a never-ending stream of requests, and her calendar was filled with appointments and commitments that often extended late into the evening. Don't get me wrong, Sarah loved being a go-to person. When her boss, Mr. Williams, praised her for her dedication, saying, "You're the only one I can count on," she felt a surge of pride. And when friends told her, "We know we can always rely on you," she took it as the ultimate compliment. However, deep down, Sarah felt like she was losing herself in a sea of obligations. She started to miss important family dinners and had to cancel weekend plans with her partner almost every other week. Evenings, which should have been a time for relaxation, was spent hunched over her desk responding to emails. And no matter how many tasks she checked off her to-do list, there was always a nagging feeling that there were more hours in the day. The weight of everyone's expectations was slowly draining her, leaving her constantly exhausted and yearning for a balance that seemed elusive. One particularly hectic evening, Sarah came home from work feeling drained. She collapsed on the sofa, hoping for a moment of rest before tackling the next item on her never-ending to-do list. But instead of finding solace, she was hit with a throbbing migraine. Worried, her friend Maya went to check on her. Finding Sarah in tears, she asked gently, "When was the last time you said no?" The question caught Sarah off guard. She had no answer. It was then that Maya knew something had to change. Over a calming cup of tea, Maya explained that saying no wasn't selfish. It was an act of self-preservation, a way to protect her time and energy. "You can't keep pouring from an empty cup, Sarah," Maya said. "Saying no to some things is the only way to say yes to yourself." These words were a revelation for Sarah. She realized she had been so focused on meeting everyone else's expectations that she had neglected her own needs and dreams. The next morning, armed with a newfound sense of purpose, Sarah wrote down a simple mantra: "I respect my limits." She went back to work the following Monday, ready to put her plan into action. When her boss asked her to take on an assignment, she politely declined, explaining that she had other commitments. To her surprise, he agreed, stating that he understood the importance of work-life balance. Later that day, when her friends invited her to join another committee, she excused herself, saying she needed to recharge from the previous week's commitments. Each time she said no, it felt like a small victory. Sarah reclaimed 2 hours of her schedule, which she spent updating her marketing certification. Saying no to that additional assignment allowed her to say yes to her personal growth. As the weeks passed, Sarah's calendar started to breathe again, allowing room for her evening jogs, her professional development, and most importantly, for Sunday dinners with her family, who had no idea she'd been struggling. Her work didn't suffer. In fact, her focus and productivity increased because she was no longer stretched too thin. One by one, her colleagues noticed the change and began setting boundaries of their own, inspired by Sarah's example. Mr. Williams even remarked, "This new policy has made our team stronger. We're more focused and efficient now." Sarah's journey taught her that saying no doesn't mean you're rejecting people, but rather that you're prioritizing your own well-being and long-term fulfillment. By respecting her limits, she found a balance that allowed her to excel in her career, nurture her relationships, and pursue her dreams. Friends, remember that sometimes saying no is the kindest thing you can do for yourself and for those who truly care about you. It gives you the space to recharge, refuel, and return to those around you with a renewed sense of energy and presence. Just like Sarah, you deserve to honor your limits and make room for the things that truly matter to you. So the next time you're faced with a tough decision, Ask yourself, will saying yes to this help me live a life I love? Or will saying no allow me to prioritize what truly matters? The answer, my friends, lies within you.